Hi everyone, you're welcome to my channel and I am Uche Beyonce. As you can see, I'm very much pleased that you clicked on this video, so you're very much welcome. You stay with me and let's discuss.
Live a life that loves the ground, where kindness and care.
In a previous video, I discussed about sustainability and everything that it entails just for us to have a foundational knowledge. So it's very necessary that you go back and watch that video. So I will link it at the top right. Just check. It will take you to that video. When you are done, you can now come back to this one and let's move with the flow. So for today's discussion, you will agree with me that it is necessary to discuss a problem of a thing first and then you go over to preferring the solution. So the problem that we want to discuss today is fast fashion. That is what sustainability wants to solve. Imagine you buy a brand new dress for just 2,000, that's in Nigerian currency. Very trendy, perfect fit, and you are happy it didn't cost you much. Beautiful. But after a few washes, it starts fading, shrinking, or even tearing. So what do? You fold it up, you just throw it, or better still, you burn it. You go back again, buy another cheap one, and the cycle keeps going on this way. So what is fast fashion? Fast fashion means clothes that are made very quickly, very cheaply. It's not just about the price, but some things behind the scene in the production process, they are very poor. Lastly, clothes that are made in a large amount, so people can just keep buying the latest style all the time. An example that you and I can relate to is this. Okay, you see a celebrity wearing a very beautiful, trendy outfit on Instagram, and then within the next few days, you see the same cloth, the same design pop up in the market, online stores, or everywhere, but now very cheap. So it gets mass produced. You see people rocking it to events, but the next month the trend has changed. That outfit is already old school. So you dump it and then you buy a new one. This constant buying and throwing away of clothes, that is called fast fashion. Everything is on the high speed, fast. Now, why is this a problem? 1. It constitutes waste. Most of these clothes we throw away end up in landfills. A landfill is a site where refuse are buried under the layers of the earth or they are burned. And when you burn them, they cause pollution because carbon dioxide is being released into the atmosphere, which you and I inhale. The smoke from the burns also causes ozone depletion. I believe you've been hearing about ozone depletion for a long time, but let me reiterate on it practically. Ozone layer is like a protective umbrella high above in the sky. It shields the earth from the sun's dangerous ultraviolet rays. That's what we call UV. But when the layer of the ozone gets thinner or holes form in it, more UV radiation reaches us, causing skin cancer, eye damage, and even more harm to the crops and animals. That is why we are advised to apply sunscreen SPF 30, 50, and 60 on the face. If someone is not using a bleaching product that does not contain sun protect, the person tends to burn. But of course, bleaching is not advisable. So most fast fashion clothes are made from synthetic fibers like polyester, nylon, acrylics, which are basically plastics made from petroleum. And when you burn these clothes, they release the greenhouse toxins, the gases, chemicals like dioxins into the atmosphere and even to the ozone. So at the end of the day, it damages the ozone. Let's look at it this way. Burning clothes is like punching holes in your own umbrella when it is raining, exposing yourself to be drenched. The umbrella is the ozone layer, the rain is the dangerous UV rays. The fashion industry is a significant contributor to global waste, particularly through textile. In 2024 alone, it was estimated that 85% of textiles, equating to 92 million tons, ended up in landfills annually. This suggests that textile waste from the fashion industry contributes about 4.4% of the total global waste produced each year. Secondly is workers' exploitation. Have you ever asked yourself, what is even the condition of these people who work, just to produce millions of clothes that you wear in a short time? Have you ever asked yourself such question? Now let's use the country Bangladesh as a case study of what happened in 2023. In 2023, Bangladesh was at the center of the fast fashion boom, supplying cheap labor to global fashion giants like H&M, Zara, and others. Millions found jobs in garment factories, but at a grave cost. Workers, mostly young women, were paid wages so low they could barely survive, and many worked in unsafe factories that later made headlines for tragic collapses. So, in April 2013, the collapse of Rana Plaza, which is a garment factory, was a terrible event in the history of Bangladesh, resulting in over 1,100 fatalities, including children. The cause of the collapse was recorded to be a combination of factors like inferior construction, the building having too many floors, and the presence of excessive heavy equipment, all of which the structure was unable to withstand. Yet, they neglected the safety of the workers. That is exploitation. This is happening all across the globe today. Workers are underpaid, overworked, both children, women, just to keep costs low by all means, and yet get this close to you swiftly. 3 is poor quality. Let's be more honest. How many times have you bought a cloth that looks like fire on the display, but after just few washes, it starts looking like a rag that can just be used to wipe off engine oil? Yeah, we've all been there, or even still there. Poor quality. Fast fashion brands are not in the business of making clothes with high quality, but making clothes with speed and also plenty of it. So you end up with clothes that stretch or even fade immediately, even before you get a chance to enjoy them. And because these clothes end up giving up on you so quickly, we reciprocate by ending up to throwing them away or burning them. Now when you multiply this act of yours by millions of people doing the same thing, that results to millions of waste ending up in landfills, which I already have explained. The last for today is pollution. The fashion industry has significantly impacted the environment through heavy consumption of water and even contributing to water waste. About water pollution, textile factories use toxic chemicals to dye their fabrics, polluting the water and land. That's talking about the Fast brand. They are a major contributor to industrial water pollution with about 20%. The industry uses around 8,000 synthetic chemicals for bleaching, treating, and brightening fabrics. So the water waste containing these toxic chemicals flow into canals, rivers, oceans, into farms or on the land and cause harm to aquatic lives and even human health. Regarding excessive water consumption, do you know that it takes about 2,700 liters of water to make just one cotton shirt? That's enough water for one person to drink for approximately 2.5 years. So now that you've understood the problem, how do you think we can solve it to the barest minimum? Sustainable fashion. But that will be in my next video. But to summarize today, fast fashion gives you cheap clothes and fast trend, but it is expensive for the planet and bad for you and I. If you found this video helpful, imagine how many others need to hear this. So please go ahead and share it to that your friend, even the ones who shop every weekend. I have a question. What's the worst fashion purchase you've ever made? I would like to hear from you, to hear your story. So please go ahead and drop it in the comment section and I'll meet you there. And don't forget to subscribe. So I'll take care of you. Bye.